I would rather be strong than have big muscles.
Yeah.
Because the inverse of that is just gay.
Was that hard?
Nope. Very light. It's always light.
Why don't you just stick some more 45s on there?
You stick a 45 in your mouth.
Huh?
Nothing. What?
He makes everything look so professional. Look at that. Looks so good. Like a machine. So tell us about your chest, like comes off the bench.
Oh yeah. So
how do you want to be?
So yeah, let's just talk about this. So I can sit right here and I can pull straight up. I'm working my whole back, right?
Okay.
So go get the camera on the back. So if I'm just right here on the pad, chest all the way on the pad, and I pull straight up, you see my
just upper back.
Right, you see my trap squeeze a little bit.
Yeah.
You see the lats squeeze very little bit. Yeah, I'm getting very little lats, like lat squeeze.
Right.
So it's all kind of mid trap, upper trap, rear delt, kind of like a row, like an upright row almost. But if I start to bring so you still have so many muscles that extend the spine, the paraspinal muscles. You also have the lats that do not fully contract. You cannot fully contract the lat with a rounded spine like this. You have to arch the back. Only then can you contract the lat. So by raising up off the pad and pushing into the contraction, I'm hitting all the same muscles I would hit if I was flat on the pad the whole time. Only I'm hitting the muscles that extend the spine. I'm hitting the lats a lot more, and you can watch it happen in real time right now. So this is chest flat on the pad.
Okay, I'm watching.
And then I'm gonna do 2 reps with my chest on the pad. Then I'm gonna do the next 2 reps the wrong way, but the right way, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm gonna do the next 2 reps extending my back up off the pad, which is actually way harder, even though it might look like you're cheating. There's no momentum taken over. There's no jerkiness of the weight. You're actually doing the full row and also doing a full back extension. So you can contract the lats is the main reason. So first 2 reps are textbook perfect. The second 2 reps are textbook wrong, but perfect. Pretty clear difference, huh?
It really is.
Pretty clear difference.
Yeah.
And actually, when you raise all the way up off the pad, you're getting the lats all the way down to the hip, all the way down to that insertion. If you squeeze them that way, you know, so big difference. You want to keep the elbows close to the back like she's doing. That's going to keep the rear delts. Still going to bomb the rear delts and the mid traps and even upper traps, low traps a little bit, but it's going to keep the rear delts out of it and bring the lat into it. The closer you can, you know, keep those elbows to the back. Look at that. Feel good?
Yeah, it's heavy.
I think we got like 10?
No.
8?
I think like 8.
The cool thing about recording everything is we can just go back and count how many reps you did on this video.
Can.
Let's do it.
Can't lie.
See y'all in just a minute.
feel beefier?
Feel thicker. Feeling thick. Feeling hot, hot, hot. That's it. I feel like pretty massive actually. When I do these, I visualize Michael Hearn doing them. Oh, sorry. I mean, saw Michael Hearn do these once. It was cool. No, but really, they do like all the plates out to the end. You know, for like 4 reps or something.
I want to know what Dorian did, not Mike.
I know.
What was Dorian doing?
Yeah, I don't really get anything out of those super heavy low rep sets as far as muscle growth. But anyways, that's beside the point. I like to train heavy, but not for super low reps. You know, unless you're working towards a specific goal on the bench press, for example, or on the overhead press. But
like a 1 rep max type.
Yeah, Dorian would go down to 6 to 8 reps. It's kind of the lowest he would go on anything. Yeah. That's about where we occasionally will go down to 6 to 8, but you know,
a little old me can only get 8 on this.
Big basic mass building movements. Yeah. Maybe one more set right here. So we're kind of still resting the low back, you know. I figure we'll make some good progress on these movements. And then when we go back to the bent barbell row, like the Yates row, bent Yates row, lower back will be fresh and we can start working back up, get stronger on those, you know. Our viewers are getting stronger. Our viewers are getting stronger.
Well, yeah.
Just working out with us every day.
Just watching us.
5
no,
days.
I'm kidding.
No, really, I didn't. That was never the plan. But you know, people watching us 5 days a week, they're just doing the same workouts we do every day. They're like, man, making good progress. You know, a lot of it's workout structure. People just don't know how to structure the workout. I don't know.
Right. No, for
and
me,
a lot of it's community, you know, like, hey,
yeah.
well, Kevin's doing it this morning, so I'm going to do arms too. I'll just do exactly what he did. It lets your mind rest. It's really meditation.
Right.
When you don't have to think about what you're doing. You just go to the gym, you're on autopilot. You don't have to think for an hour. It's like an hour of meditation, an hour of rest. Even when you sleep, your mind doesn't rest like that. So think of it like that, you know.
Really cool.
I think that's the biggest benefit of being a trainer, you know, training all the people like I do. I learn from them. That's probably the biggest benefit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just random exercises. Like you place it in a way that it's like maximum potential.
Yeah, you just get to go, let someone else do the thinking for you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Nothing's haphazard or random.
Absolutely. I love doing that. Working out with a buddy. Sorry, man. You tell me what we're doing today, you know? Yeah, feeling good.
Pretty impressive.
It's growth.
It is.
It's growth. Ha!
Hey, you know that look? Like the look where your shoulders are rounded forward?
Yeah.
That's from underdeveloped chest?
No, from, well, unfortunately, you see it a lot in
You do. I know.
fitness circles.
Yeah.
That this posture.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a couple things going on there.
I asked because we were talking about back, and you said there's a growth in like right here on you, like these lats are like ridiculous. And so I thought, does that have something to do with that look?
No. And so there's a couple things going on there. Usually one of two things. The thing that's most commonly going on when you see guys walking around like this
Don't say it.
is they're just walking around like this. See, I can do that too.
Stop.
And they think, no. And they think that this looks big. Well, if you're having to contort your body into some weird disability, because that's what it looks like, because it is a disability. It's called kyphosis. But anyways.
Oh no.
Yeah, so why would you want to look like you had something wrong with your upper back around this? So anyhow, so that's usually what's going on. So stop doing that, guys. But honestly, another thing that is fairly common is we talk about people neglecting the back. So if you spend all your time doing shoulder presses, bench presses, all those show muscles, everything's going to draw forward.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna spend none of your time pulling, doing rows and training the back. Yeah, so
it's an underdeveloped back.
Yeah, weak
it's
back.
Causing
and
part of
and we know from the research, we know from the research, you know,
from the journal,
muscles heal in a shortened position. So you should bench pressing every day and never training your back. All that's healing in a shortened position. So
and it actually makes your chest look smaller.
Yeah, and over time it can actually cause spinal issues for certain.
And you can end up with the real disease. Oh no.
Yeah. Yep. All because you wanted to look cool. So I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine has an uncle, and probably shouldn't say this.
Don't say it then.
But really, don't fake an injury to look cool. So a friend of mine has an uncle who was in an automobile accident. He faked like he had some back hip problem. He walked with a cane for a couple of years until he got his money.
Oh.
And then he couldn't walk without the cane. He permanently, he didn't know how to walk without the cane.
Was it worth it?
I don't know. Was it worth it? Not gonna be worth it when you're burning in hell.
Oh. Oh my. Hey, no one wants to know this, but whenever we're doing exercises like the rear delt machine or like this, well, my chest has to be squished up against
Your
it.
breasts.
It's just to get the sports bras that are like
It's like a female
just cotton.
tip.
Yeah, I mean,
This isn't a channel for ladies' problems.
women's trouble.
For women's problems.
There may be someone out there.
No good. But what were you saying?
I've seen dudes with sports bras on. I'm just saying, get the soft cotton ones.
Get the wet cotton ones?
Soft cotton ones.
Oh.
Like no underwires.
Oh, it's like smashing.
Yeah, and then it makes it a bad experience.
Poking holes in you and stuff.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah, full stretch, full extension of the spine, full flexion. Beautiful. Elbows in tight. How many was that?
8, and I tried for 9 and I missed it.
Yeah, you feel your back getting thicker. Right.
It wanted to do that one.
Yeah.
So what is it that you like about this machine?
What is it?
What do you like about this machine?
I like it because it gives you a real good contraction in the upper back. And you can do it one arm at a time. to make sure both sides are hit evenly. And the
We
way
talked about that last week a little
the way
bit.
your weight's biased like forward, you can't really, like if you were doing a dumbbell row, you could twist back and forth a lot with your torso. The way the weight's pulling you, you're kind of forward and it's out in front. It's very hard to, you can't really twist, especially with your chest pad in the way. So it's very strict. You'll see that whole upper back just really working good all the way up to the trap. And the way I do it, I'm a little bit back on the pad, like my butt's back. So I'm kind of pulling up and back, which is gonna hit that lower lat too. So all from the trap.
Show me again.
Yeah, so if I was just flat on this, like right here, and I'm just pulling like the machine's designed, see, I'm gonna be hitting that upper back. You see that, right? That upper back there. But I do it with my butt out like this, where I'm sitting forward. So now when I pull,
so your lower back's arch.
Pulling to the hip, yeah.
Arch. Okay.
And now I'm pulled to the hip. It's gonna work that lat.
I see.
So that's the goal of mine anytime I'm doing a row. You see guys do this, you'll see them either stay real upright and they're just kind of doing some kind of weird, but my goal is to get the biggest range of motion I can, the biggest stretch, and pull not up, because that's just gonna hit the traps in the upper back, but pull back and up. So it's like back and
so
up.
that's able to get all of these
the whole
lats
lat.
and
so
this
I can
here.
just pull straight up and get the traps in the upper back.
Yeah, I see.
But I can also get this same contraction with my elbow back.
Yeah.
In the upper back. See? So I don't want to limit it to here, because I can get the same contraction by pulling to here, and I can hit the lat by pulling to the hip too. So that is the difference between the great backs you see and the crap backs you see on stage too.
Oh no.
That's the difference. And the way they row, that's one of the biggest differences.
Is it really?
Yes, and they'll tell you lat insertions, high versus low, and this guy has good genetics with low.
Yeah.
That's not true. You can see, you can watch anyone's training video. You can watch how they do their barbell rows, right? You know, you watch these guys, they're upright right here, and they're just doing shrugs.
I've seen it, yeah.
They have no lats. They have no, and if they do, they have no thickness. Like Haney, like Dorian, like Ronnie had, you know, they don't have the thickness. So, yeah.
Huh, more like just like a wide cracker.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yep.
Added weights. For some people, learning how to use wrist straps, it could be a video all on its own. How'd that feel?
Light.
Really?
Am I breathing heavy?
No.
I'm proud of that.
You make the lightweight look heavy and the heavyweight look light.
No, you see, I'm watching these guys training.
Be kind.
No. I'm afraid the heart is going to explode at any given second. You have to, like, instead of... You sound like Lola.
A little more cardio.
You sound like a bulldog. Hey, something wrong with your dog? No, she just does that. 24/7.
Sweet
I don't
Lola.
think she gets one single full breath all day long. Reverse grip. Rows are our choice of attack for today.
The seat's a little high.
The seat's a little high. So we will set the weight down and lower the seat to make it work for us. Kicking the day off. First we started with another machine row. We started with the chest supported T-bar row. Really an old school exercise. We just kind of take the workload off the lower back today, giving it a rest from the heavy barbell rows, the heavy free weight barbell rows, the free weight T-bar and dumbbell rows. Still gonna do the T-bars with chest supported. And the second exercise of the day is the DY machine row. We got a 45 on each side. Squeezing it down. Squeeze the elbows in tight. Going back as far as she can. Trying to throw those elbows through the wall behind her. Great ball that is her head. Thank you. Love you. Bye. This is Ashley. Bodybuilding is so big now. I'm not just talking about working out, it's gotten huge. But bodybuilding, like aesthetics, the physique, you know, probably because it's like kind of sexual, right? I mean, someone that looks really good and perfect aesthetically, that's sexually attractive, and sex is huge, right? I think like 80% of Google searches are pornography. So yeah, something like that. So anyways, that's probably why it's gotten so big.
Oh no.
But still, what I was gonna say is bodybuilding, like not strongman training, not big bloated power lifters, but bodybuilding has gotten so popular for that reason and various reasons, where you can literally train with 30-pound dumbbells and build a great physique. You can get a good pump, you can train close to failure with high repetitions. We know that even sets of 30 build muscle mass, you know, very efficiently. So you can train light, but I know it's not popular to use the word functional anymore in fitness circles, which is stupid, you know. You can't even use words that go in and out of trend. But anyways, I think the utility of just being able to grab someone that weighs 80 pounds and jerking it up is important. I think it's embarrassing when you got a 220-pound bodybuilder that looks, you know, it's fine if he wants to train with 25-pound dumbbells. That's great. Look, he's a work of art. That's beautiful. But for me, I think it's kind of embarrassing if you can't pick up a 60-pound dumbbell and just curl it, you know, even though you might train with 25s for hypertrophy, muscle growth. And you want to be strong. You want to be a little bit functional, right? your wife carrying the groceries in, but you look beautiful. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, you know. That being said, back to the workout.
You can also have a great physique and cover it up on a daily basis. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like there's nothing wrong with, you don't have to show your physique off, right?
No.
Yeah, and that's why I stay covered up. This beautiful body.
Oh my
I
goodness.
just feel like it's disrespectful for other women to be seeing it. Seriously.
Well, I can't argue,
hey,
but like,
all of this belongs to you, babe.
thank you.
Do you realize
Thank you,
that?
my love. Get to work.
I would rather be strong than have big muscles.
Yeah.
Because the inverse of that is just gay.
Was that hard?
Nope. Very light. It's always light.
Why don't you just stick some more 45s on there?
Stick a 45 in your mouth.
Huh?
Nothing. What? It's good. That's perfect. Slight lean back.
I can't. It's too heavy this week.
How many was that?
6.
It's okay. Yeah, I can go a little bit heavy sometimes. Kind of going, so I'm putting a little bit of weight on, you know, going a little bit heavier. I'll go down to a heavy set of 6 to 8 too. Let's do
It's
that.
not good.
But even though we're doing heavy sets of 6 to 8, still probably 3 to 4 seconds on each repetition. And it's still a 20, 30 second set. Not that that time is what's important, but we kind of now know that time under tension ain't the be all and end all, but you still want to make sure you've got some tension on the muscle. Because a 1 rep max don't build up any fatigue, it don't really build up a lot of strength, and it doesn't really build up any muscle size. So you want to make sure you're getting enough reps in there to fatigue the muscle. This is bodybuilding, but we're not afraid to go heavy every now and then because you want to be strong too. Look good and be strong.
Do you want me to keep it on this weight for the next set?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to take them off?
Just try to do another set of 6. Just do 6 perfect repetitions. Take another. When you're going down to 6, I would say anything below about 10 reps.
I think part of it though, I just came off of
we're just cutting each other off.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just checking. Go ahead. What were you
So
saying?
far away, I can't hear you.
No, what were you saying?
I just did the Yates rows. So
right.
I think that factored
The lats.
into not
So when you
being
do the
able to
Yates row, yeah, it hits a lot more lats with the elbows in and the curl grip. Like with your hands like this when you're rowing. Not like this. More like this. And this. Anyways, it's so cute. So anyways, yeah, when you're doing the Yates row, it hits the lats a lot more than the overhand barbell row. So
I
nice,
just think that
nice
factors
assessment.
into the fatigue.
Your astute assessment is on point.
I'm not making an excuse for my weakness.
Yeah. All right. So 6 perfect reps. That
Okay.
way she can get out of her mind this whole how many do I do? What do I have to think about? She knows she can do 6 reps because she already did it. And now she can just focus on 6 perfect reps and she don't have to think about anything else. Well, let's time her. Let's see. So 3:05 is when the set started. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Good controlled reps. Very good. I think she could do 7. And on the last repetition, she's going to let it stretch and extend the time under tension. Hold the stretch on the last. Hold that stretch. So she held an isometric contraction for a partial as low as she could get it. And she's holding that stretch. Scapular contractions to failure. Scapular contraction right there. And those little scapular contractions are really going to let her stretch more. It's going to lengthen the stretch even more after the contraction. So 3:55, 5. So about 50 seconds, it's kind of pushing it. It was probably more like 45 seconds. That was a 45-second long set to failure, and how many repetitions did you get?
7.
7 reps. So see, just because you're doing, quote unquote low repetition, 6 to 8 rep range for bodybuilding, some of these sets can still last 45 seconds to a minute, in the 6 to 8 range, especially if you're stretching, you're doing lengthened partials. So that's why, you always hear 10 to 12, 10 to 12, 10 to 12. Now, I think that's where most of these bodybuilders develop the most fatigue in the muscle. The weights at 8 to 12 repetitions is what you usually hear. The weight's sufficiently heavy to make you feel like you're challenging. At that rep range, you're going to build up a good pump and a good burn. So you get this massive pump and burn in the muscle, and you get a good amount of fatigue in that rep range to failure. So, hey, that must be the right weight. But I promise you, you can get that same feeling with 4 to 5 repetitions. If each repetition is 5 to 6 seconds long, and you're finishing the set with lengthened partials and stretch under load, you're gonna get just as much pump and burn with 4 to 5 repetitions. But I don't recommend going that low. I'm just using extremes to make a point.
Right.
But so it's pretty cool.
It's true.
All right.
From mental help, though, I prefer to do more reps because it just makes me feel like
it's harder.
I had the stamina and the strength.
It can be harder. The higher repetitions can actually be a lot harder than the real heavy weight.
As far as muscle fatigue, though, I think it feels the same, just like you said.
Agreed. So good.
You think it's more difficult to do one arms versus both together?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
It looks heavier.
Your core is like trying to counterbalance it.
Yeah.
but like it's too hard for me to get under the. I can't get under the weight.
Both arms?
Yeah, I can't get under the pad.
Oh.
I need to gain some weight, more weight.
That's why you're doing one arms?
Yeah, I can't. You down.
Under that little pad right
Just a
there?
little boy.
I'm just a little boy. Oh, little tink tink. Kevin always says the machines weren't built for your body. We make them work for you. Good workout?
That's it. Done for the day.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good one.